Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So today I'm going to talk about how your body is the outfit. Have you ever noticed how a lot of fashion creators, or just like in general, when people show pictures of celebrities, they'll be like, oh, this outfit eats. Well, in reality, that woman's body eats. And that's what makes the evening gown look good. That's what makes the t-shirt and jeans look so effortless on her. It's the fact that her body actually looks like a mannequin. Her body looks like she just got off of a runway. That's why she looks so pretty when she wears a bikini or when she wears lingerie on her Instagram. That's why she looks like a Victoria's Secret model, and that's why other women's stomach looks like a watermelon. So I want to talk about some of my weight loss hacks because I did a post on the community page asking you guys what you wanted to see on here, and you guys said that you wanted to see more videos on this. So some of the things that I've done to lose weight, by the way, I have lost about 30 pounds, like multiple times in the past. So I did it once in my 20s. This is when I went from being normal weight in my 20s to being very, very skinny, like a little bit underweight. And that was because that was just my goal at the time. I was doing modeling or whatever. And then again, I recently lost 30 pounds. The reason that I like to lose weight sometimes is because I just will decide, like, okay, I want to be super skinny. I want my body to be like a stick, basically. And that's just my standard. For some of you guys, maybe you like a different body shape. But one of the things that I used to do is wearing a waist trainer under my clothes. So not a corset. I do corseting as well. Corseting is the one that has the bones in it. It has like those steel bones. That's the one that can rearrange your organs. That one is a little more risky, and some people say it's dangerous if you don't know how to use it. But you can wear just the regular waist trainers. Those ones are the flexible ones. Like those are the ones where you can work out in them. So I used to wear those under my clothes because it helped my body to stay regular. Also, you can only eat so much if you're wearing one of those waist trainers. It also helped control hunger pangs, and it also looked really good under my clothes. So it was a good way to kind of stop my stomach from becoming bloated. You know how like you have that food baby sometimes? Wearing a waist trainer is very similar to wearing a girdle. It kind of helps your body to stop doing that bloating thing. And also, waist trainers and corsets, they help your abs to heal in the shape of the waist trainer. So this is why a lot of pregnant women, like after they have the baby, they will start wearing waist trainers and girdles and Spanx or like anything they can wear to kind of like bring their abs back into place. Because you know how when you get pregnant, your abs separate. So that's one of the main tricks that a lot of women use if they want to naturally just be as snatched as possible in the waist area. Or if you want to reshape your body as well. I have seen some women do body recomposition using waist trainers. It worked for me, but with me, I use more corsets rather than just the waist trainers by itself. I would say with a waist trainer, maybe you can lose like an inch or two, partially because you can't eat as much, and then the other part is because your abs are healing in that way. But I would say with corseting, depending on how tight the corset is, that's where you're going to get those more dramatic results. But that's one of the hacks that I used to use. I would wear a waist trainer underneath my work clothes, and so nobody could see it, because I would wear it under my button-up shirt. It would be under my pencil skirt, so nobody can tell that I'm wearing it. And sometimes I would even wear like a big coat, because this was more so like during the winter time. By the way, waist trainers do a great job of keeping you warm. So if you live in a cold climate, that's a great time to wear a waist trainer. I used to love when winter would come around because I'd be like, yes, I get to wear my waist trainer every single day. And then by the time the spring rolls around, my shit is going to be snatched. So that's just another hack. It keeps you warm. Number 2, wearing ankle weights or bracelets at work or when cleaning your house. So I used to wear ankle weights underneath my Uggs. So I wear a lot of boots. I wear like ankle boots. I wear Uggs. I wear riding boots. Those are like the tall boots, cowgirl boots, basically any sort of boots you can think of. But if I'm wearing kind of the puffy snow boots, like Uggs or like those big moon boots, I would wear ankle weights under that. And I would wear that to work, by the way. And this is back when I used to take the bus. This is back when I used to do a lot of walking and stuff. So walking with that resistance on your ankles, you are going to burn more calories. But if you don't want to wear ankle weights or weighted bracelets at work, you can just wear them at home when you're cleaning. So if you clean up your house for an hour a day, that's an hour that you are technically doing a resistance workout. But one thing you can do too, if you're too embarrassed to wear the ankle bracelets or the weighted bracelets on your wrists, you can just wear it when you're in your office. You can just wear it when you're at your computer and just put it on your wrist while you're typing and stuff because it's providing resistance. So yeah, that is a small way of like burning calories. I've also seen some women put that little stair stepper thing underneath their desk. And that's a way that they kind of like just get their body moving. It gets their circulation flowing. So you want to make sure that you have a high amount of calories that you're burning that is not related to exercise. So for those of you who are familiar with weight loss, there's your diet that affects weight loss the most. And then there's your cardio or whatever exercise you're doing. Then I think it's called your NEAT, which is like the non-exercise activity you're doing. So all of the things that I'm mentioning, a lot of these things are NEAT. It's a way of burning those types of calories. So non-exercise, it's not going to make you sweaty. Wearing the ankle weights is not going to make you sweaty unless you are very overweight, then it might. But generally speaking, it doesn't. Another thing you can do is wearing the ankle weights or the wrist weights when you go to the gym. So when you're doing your sit-ups, I used to do this too. I would bring ankle weights to the gym. I would bring my resistance band to the gym. I have seen some women wearing those small resistance bands under their skirts. So they would have a very small rubber resistance band around their thighs. They would tie it around their thighs and you could not see it underneath their pencil skirt. So when they're walking around and stuff, they're getting a little bit of resistance. So that's another random way to just like kind of burn your calories a little bit or to tone up without having to get all sweaty. Because I hate being super sweaty too. Like that's annoying to me. Number 3 is to clean every day because it burns calories. You guys, I used to be the messiest person. Like, so I'm an extrovert. You know how they say that some extroverts are like a little bit more messy than introverts because they say that introverts are really good at paying attention to detail. So introverts tend to like organize their space a little bit better than extroverts. Yeah, so I totally fit that stereotype. My dorm rooms used to be pretty messy. My apartments used to be messy. But once I learned that simply cleaning your apartment burns calories, like it burns a good amount of calories. Like it really helps you with your weight loss. It helps with like circulating your blood flow and stuff. I was like, oh, heck yeah, I'm going to be scrubbing the bathtub. You know, I started like doing my dishes every single day. I started organizing my nail polishes and stuff. So what you can do is you can start off by spending just 15 minutes a day working on one area. So today I'm going to be working on my kitchen island. So I'm just going to spend 15 minutes cleaning it off, wiping it down. I'm going to wipe down the sides of it. And that is going to be one of my ways of kind of like burning extra calories. So just pick one drawer in your house, or you can pick like your makeup area. You can wash your makeup brushes. That burns calories. So if you haven't washed your makeup brushes in 2 years, it's probably time for you to wash them. So just pick one area and start organizing it because it's going to help you to lose weight. Number 4. Do 10,000 steps walking in place. I did this a few years ago and it worked. It actually did help me to lose I would say it helped me to lose maybe 15 pounds, literally just walking in place in my bedroom while I was scrolling my phone. Instead of being on the bed, scrolling on Instagram and stuff, I literally would just stand up in my pajamas and just walk in place while I'm scrolling my phone. And the next thing I know, I have 10,000 steps. So you can do that. And then number 5 is to do sit-ups in your bedroom. So just before you go to bed, you can just start off with like 20 sit-ups. You can start off with 25 sit-ups. Doing 20 or 25 reps, that is enough to make a difference over time. Doing 25 sit-ups is better than doing 0 sit-ups. So I like to do that too. Another thing I like to do is, I've been doing this since I was a teenager. Whenever I was watching TV, whenever the commercials would come on, I would do sit-ups. Or I would do maybe some push-ups or some jumping jacks or something. So you can still watch Netflix. Go ahead and do your Netflix binge. But when you're in the living room, while you're watching Love is Blind or whatever show, just gradually start doing a little bit of sit-ups. Or you can do like the thing where you hang over the couch and you do like the tricep dips. You can do that while you're watching Netflix and just do like 10 or 15 reps. Because then at least you're still moving your body while you're watching TV. And the next thing you know, you will have done like 200 sit-ups. Because when I was a teenager, sometimes I would do like 220 reps because that's how much TV I was watching. I used to watch America's Next Top Model. That was like my favorite show when I was a teenager. So whenever they had a marathon of America's Next Top Model, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to watch this. And then, you know, seeing the models, that would motivate me. And I would be doing my little sit-ups. And next thing I know, I've done 200 reps. And then when it came time for my prom, I got to wear this little cute cutout dress. It was so cute. Anyway, that's a workout hack. Okay, so number 6, go to your apartment pool and go swimming in the mornings. So this is something that I love doing during the summer. For those of you who have been following me in the Discord for a while now, you know that I was doing that over this past summer. So I was going to the pool every morning. So instead of just sitting around drinking your coffee at home, or like if you work remotely, if you work from home, go to the pool during your lunch break. Just go and like walk around. You can still be on your phone. I would literally be in the pool scrolling my phone. So I would bring my coffee downstairs. I would get on my phone. I'd have my earphones in and I'd be listening to exotical content while I'm literally just walking around the pool. I wasn't even swimming. I literally was not swimming because I didn't want to get my phone wet and I didn't want to get my earphones wet. So I was literally just walking around the pool, and the water provides resistance. So that's a good way to naturally get snatched. And, you know, if you want to work on your tan, you can get a tan as well. But if you don't want to get a tan, you can just do it in the morning or like whenever the sun is not directly hitting the pool. So that's another one of my little fitness hacks. Number 6, cooking for yourself needs to become your hobby. Okay, so when it comes to dieting, or like, I don't even believe in dieting, but when it comes to eating a healthy diet, you only have 2 options, okay? Either number 1, become good at cooking healthy meals for yourself, or option 2, you have to eat raw, like raw vegan. So whichever one's easier for you. I do both. I try to eat about 50% raw vegan, and then I try to cook about 50% healthy meals. So you have no choice. For the people who can't cook, that will hold you back from your weight loss goals, because otherwise you're going to revert to like whatever unhealthy cooking methods you know, or you're just going to become overwhelmed. Like, this is a part of why I failed at being vegan. Well, number 1, I failed because, like I said, I don't believe in dieting, so I don't like sticking to a strict thing to where it's like, oh no, I can only eat fruits and vegetables. I don't like doing that. That makes me feel like really irritable. It makes me have an unhealthy relationship with food because I kind of start to label certain foods as good and bad. And also, I need to be able to eat whatever I want so that when I go out with friends, I don't have to feel guilty. But like I said, when it comes to eating a healthy diet, you only have 2 options. Either eat raw vegan, then you won't have to cook anything, or you have to learn how to cook. You've got to learn how to cook some healthy meals. Cooking is actually not as hard as I thought it was. Trust me, I used to hate cooking. My family, I come from a long line of women who are like really good at cooking. So I always had a resentment against cooking because sometimes my family, they would kind of criticize my cooking in comparison to like my other family members who were really good. So I don't know if I just got trauma from it or if I just got offended or something. I don't know. But like, I had a bad relationship with cooking because I used to feel like it was a waste of time. Like, why am I going to stand over the hot stove for 2 hours? But once I discovered kitchen appliances, I don't have to stand over the stove. In fact, one of my goals for 2025 is to stop using the skillet altogether. Like to become so good at using my appliances that I don't have to use the skillet. If you're looking for a replacement for the stove, all you have to do is get an air fryer. Pretty much anything that you can cook on the skillet can be cooked on its own in the air fryer. So you don't have to stand over the hot stove, especially if you live in a hot climate. Like, let's say you live in Florida, or I don't know, you live in the South to where it's really hot. You don't have to stand in front of the hot stove, because if you want some fried chicken, you can just pop that chicken in the air fryer. The air fryer cooks it for you. You don't have to stand there and babysit the food. But if you want to become good, like if you really want to master your weight loss and you want to be able to maintain the weight loss, you have to learn how to cook. One of the biggest mistakes I made in my 20s was I used to do like little weight loss challenges with my friends or with my family members, but I noticed that I kind of would rely on them to give me recipe ideas, or I would rely on them to cook the meals. And then, like, you know, if I'm not at my mom's house, I'm basically going to eat like shit because I don't know how to make anything. All I know how to do is microwave stuff and order out to eat. That is very immature behavior. Stop sabotaging yourself. Learn how to cook. You're worth it. So I told you guys about how one of my goals for 2025 is I'm going to start making my own homemade bread from scratch. Oh, another one of my tips that I have, this is an extra one. Basically, all of the foods that you have in your pantry right now, start to gradually replace those foods with a high protein version of that same food. So for example, if you like pancakes, did you know that they have protein pancakes? So next time you go to Sam's Club or wherever to buy your pancake mix, try to buy the protein pancakes instead. Yes, it is a little bit more expensive, but guess what? You get to be skinnier. And also, the more protein you eat, the more full you are. So technically it's going to balance out to be cheaper because you're not even going to be as hungry. So you're not even going to eat as much food. I still have my protein pancakes that I bought like 3 months ago. So try to get the protein versions of that. So they have protein pasta. I just learned about this. I just learned that they have protein pasta. So I'm going to go buy some today because right now all I have is like the regular pasta with like the carbs, it's the bad pasta. So basically try to get as many versions of protein items as possible. So if you eat tortilla chips, that's another thing that I eat. Try to get some tortilla chips that have a little bit of protein. Get those flaxseed chips from Trader Joe's because the flaxseed, that at least has fiber in it. You want to have as much fiber and protein in your diet as possible. So just try to replace your processed foods. That's a good way to get you kind of jump started on losing some extra weight because at least if you are eating processed foods, at least it has something good in it. It has some sort of nutrition in it. So another hack that I did was I started buying protein cookies instead of just buying chocolate chip cookies like the regular ones. Cookies are my weakness. Christmas cookies, the frosted cookies, chocolate chip cookies, pumpkin flavored cookies. Any kind of cookie, if it's like soft, I'm going to want to try it. So one of the things that I used to do was I would go to the nutrition aisle. So go to the nutrition part of Walmart. It's next to the pharmacy. And just go look at all of their protein bars and stuff and get that as your candy. Make that your candy. Instead of buying Snickers and Reese's, go to the nutrition aisle and buy a chocolate protein bar. Trader Joe's has some of the cheapest protein bars from what I've seen. I eat the Think bars. I like the s'mores one that has 10 grams of protein because s'mores, I literally gained weight one summer from eating too many s'mores. I realized that was my weakness. So instead of making like 4 or 5, 6 s'mores, yeah, I know that's really bad, but like, so if you're depending on where you live, like if you go to the beach a lot, if you go to a lot of bonfires, that's why I liked eating s'mores because it would remind me of like going to bonfires with my friends. We would make s'mores and stuff at the beach. So eating s'mores in the summertime, that was my weakness. Like every evening at sunset, I was having multiple s'mores. But the way to replace that was going to the store and getting a protein bar that was flavored like s'mores. So I'm still getting the same taste, but I'm also getting nutrients, and it helped me to cure my addiction to s'mores in general. So whatever foods you're addicted to right now, just try to get a protein version of that. Don't try to cut it off cold turkey because you're going to end up binging. Just try to go get the healthy version of that. Explore new grocery stores to see what healthy options they have. So the salmon that I just shared in the Discord the other day, like the picture of that salmon that had the crab cakes on it, I got that from the Arab market. So I was just walking past it and I decided to go in there. That is actually my favorite meat market, but I've never tried their salmon before. So I just went in there. I was like, let me see their prices. Let me just see what they have. And one thing that I do is I try to cook a protein at least once a week. So even if I end up wasting it, oh, by the way, that's a side note. You are going to end up wasting more food as you lose weight because literally your entire appetite is going to start to go down. You're not going to be eating like a 200-pound person anymore. You're going to start eating like a 130-pound person. But anyway, I try to make one protein per week. So this week, I ended up going to the store. I bought some salmon because I just wanted to try it. So if you just explore, just go to the Mexican store in your area. See if they have like any good chicken in the deli. See if they have like some of your favorite meats. Because if you can't cook, whatever you're bad at cooking, you need to buy it pre-made. Okay, so you want to make your weight loss as easy as possible. So one mistake that I made was I tried to go from eating unhealthy to suddenly being raw vegan and knowing how to cook from scratch. That was too big of a jump. So like no wonder I ended up eating a whole bunch of carbs and gaining weight. I ended up only eating bread every single day because I literally didn't know what to cook. And I didn't want to eat just apples and stuff. Don't do that. If you know that you're bad at cooking proteins, like for me, I'm pretty bad at cooking. Well, it's not that I'm bad at cooking it, but I don't like cooking meats. Also, I have finally accepted the fact that I do not like chicken. I just don't like chicken. I don't like the texture of it. It tastes bad. I like fried chicken wings. But even on the fried chicken wings, I mainly like the skin. I don't really like the chicken. Like whenever I eat fried chicken wings, I always leave a little bit of meat on it. And then people always comment, they're like, you didn't eat the actual chicken wing, you just took one bite of it. Well, yeah, that's because I just wanted the skin part. So I have finally accepted about myself, I do not like chicken. And so every time I buy chicken from the store, even if I buy the fancy one and then I make it in the air fryer or something, I just don't like the actual texture of it. So instead of me trying to follow what everybody else is doing in the health and fitness world, you know, they're all eating chicken breast and all this stuff. I just had to accept about myself, that's just not the protein for me. That's not my favorite protein. I prefer eggs. I love eggs. I love over easy eggs. I love protein shakes. I like Greek yogurt. I like beans. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with beans. Any kind of beans, I will eat that shit up. Black eyed peas, veggie bean soups, chili. So those are the types of proteins I like. I also like meat from the cow, but I know that that's not as healthy. So I like, you know, oxtails. I don't know, just different types of meat besides chicken. So instead of me trying to force myself in the box of being this girl that eats chicken and meal preps chicken every single day, I decided to accept the fact that I just don't like that. So that's another thing. Like on your fitness journey, are you trying to fit into the box that other people are doing? Are you trying to follow trends? Like, oh, everybody on Instagram, they're all eating chicken for their meal prep, so let me try to do that. Oh, everybody's raw vegan, so let me try to go raw vegan. Your body may not like being raw vegan. Your body may not like chicken. Maybe you literally are like me and you don't really like the texture of chicken. Okay, so the most important part is going to be figuring out what proteins your body likes the best. And don't get upset if like your body doesn't like the same type of protein as everyone else. Everybody's different. Okay, I think I'm on number 7. Make every meal at least 50% vegetables. So what you want to do is half of your plate should be vegetables. It could be vegetables and fruits or vegetables or fruits depending on if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But half of your plate should be either fruits or vegetables, and then 1/4 of your plate should be some form of protein, and then the other 1/4 can be like carbs or food that you enjoy. So it doesn't have to be the healthiest thing, as long as it's only taking up 1/4 of your plate, which is about a handful. By the way, one serving size is about the size of the palm of your hand. I've noticed that generally speaking, the palm of my hand can hold about 250 to 300 calories when I calculate my calorie intake. So you can actually eat whatever foods you want. So if you want to go to a food truck and buy a big plate of like, I don't know, dirty rice or something that you know is going to be processed, that's fine, but make that your carb. So when you're eating those leftovers from the food truck, you don't eat the whole thing in one sitting. That's how I'm able to still lose weight and stay snatched while eating whatever I want. I never eat out at a restaurant and have the whole thing in one sitting. I will always eat about one handful of the food when I'm there, and then I will take the rest home. I will do a to-go box. And if you can't do a to-go box, you have to throw the rest of it away. So like the other day, I ate some chicken and waffles, and me and my friend, we were out. And so I couldn't pack it up and like take it home. I had walked there, you know, I didn't even have my car or anything like that. So I had to eat about 1 serving or maybe 2 servings, and then I just had to toss the rest of it. So just make sure that you're kind of planning ahead and make sure that you just never eat the whole thing all at once. Because by the way, your body doesn't need 3,000 calories in one sitting, first of all. So if you're going to Chick-fil-A and you're eating the entire meal, I don't even like Chick-fil-A, so I don't know why I use that example. If you're going to a burger place and you're eating an entire burger, an entire plate of fries, and drinking an entire milkshake, that's around 3,500 calories. I'm just saying. And I know that because I just bought that exact meal last week. So what I did, instead of eating 3,500 calories, by the way, 3,500 calories is 1 pound of weight gain on the scale. So instead of me eating the whole thing, I just drank the milkshake. So I try to choose one thing out of the meal that I want to eat the most. I'll be like, okay, I can either eat the entire burger, or I can eat half of the burger right now, or I can have 1/4 of the burger and 1/4 of the fries and maybe 1/4 of the milkshake. But I don't like leftover milkshakes because it always melts. So like putting it in the fridge or putting it in the freezer, I just feel like it doesn't taste the same. That's one of the flaws of like processed food. But just make sure you're not eating it all in one sitting. The average burger when you go out to eat is going to be an average of about anywhere from 900 to about 1,300 calories. So that's just a ballpark. And I only know that because I go to a lot of burger places. Like that's one of my hobbies. So just so you know, it's going to be about 900 to about 1,300 calories for a processed burger. So maybe if you're going to I don't know, whatever your favorite burger place is, Five Guys, whatever it is. But that's my tip though, is to make every meal at least 50% vegetables. Another tip that I have is to look up the average weight for your height, because then you can see if you're underweight or overweight, or like how close you are. So are you on the edge of being overweight? So look up your height to weight ratio. Like if you're 5'9", Google the average weight for a woman who's 5'9". Generally speaking, it's about 130 to 160 pounds. So if you're 130, that means that you're skinny for your height. You're closer to being underweight. But if you're 165, you are technically 5 pounds overweight. You're technically like thick. You're on the thick side. Anyway, those are some of my tips. What are your tips for weight loss? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.